Sexual side of furries. Ah. Wow. Gross as fuck. So, what you guys don't understand is, man, everything has like a hidden meaning, right? So they'll portray it as, oh, it's all innocent. Another one I got to do quickly is, oh, my children are they're such good people, they would never do that, right? Fucking everybody's kids are assholes and bad and devilish at times, right? But the media is going to label some people as like, holy fuck, repeat offenders, probably because they're like really young, right? But what happens when you have a repeat offender of an old white man who keeps sexually assaulting children, right? And he keeps paying people off and having NDNAs everywhere. The fuck do you call that? And how come nobody picks on them? Right? And I picked on Cosby, I'll pick on anybody. There's the Anthony Weiner was a weird fuck too, we found out, right? But they snuffed that. They didn't. There was a bigger story there, and they snuffed all kinds of reporters who were about to go big on the story of what really happened. And those tennis courts, that tennis court that was built on that island, and all those mounds that were there on Google, and then they were missing, and then they built a raised tennis court for some reason on top of all those burial mounds. What? You can't make this up, bro. But because nobody cares, you're all watching Netflix now. You're reading about the fucking Jets game and the Calgary Flames, bro, and the fucking Seattle Mariners, bro. Yeah, yeehaw, yeehaw. You're all part of the problem. That's the issue. You're all part of the problem, right? Everyone's like, oh yeah, well I can't take that. Conspiracy this, conspiracy that. You know the term conspiracy was created by those to cover up true, horrific, devilish deeds, right? And the ones in power who, this is the thing you don't understand. There are people so powerful. I use the term, you've heard me say this if you're a fucking fan of the show, I've been watching for years. I say, Hillary Clinton, she bleached the internet, right? Hillary bleached the internet. I'm very specific when I say that, and bleach the internet, it's a serious thing. It should be highly illegal, and anyone involved should be in chains. Anyone involved should be in chains. That is, you've now covered up a serial abuser, right? Whoever it was did something so awful they paid tens of millions to bleach the internet, right? You can't make this up. So you have people who are mechanics. They do the deeds for the most evil people in power. Rig your brakes, make it look like you died in your sleep. You had a brain aneurysm, something overnight. You just perished, but sorry. Oh, you're a 43-year-old lawyer from Virginia? Oh, you didn't wake up this morning. Perfectly healthy, not overweight, no problems. All of a sudden, toast. You know what I mean? Oh, you were sticking up for the little guy? You didn't wake up that morning. You slipped and fell. You know what I mean? They found you didn't come into work that morning. You slipped and fell that morning. You never slipped and fallen in your life, but somehow you managed to slip and fall and your entire melon split right in half. No one's ever done that in history, but this happened yesterday. And turns out you were really political too. You had a big voice on some platform and you were getting some ground and people were listening. And now you're not talking today. So their favorite way to deal with stuff is the most devilish and evil of ways to deal with something. It's the most wrong and shouldn't be considered. That's what cages are for. Cages are for people to spend time in them. Enough time spent in a cage, when you fucking get out, you will not repeat that act. I will make sure you eat the shittiest, most rotten carrots you've ever smelt in your life. That will be your only source of food for 50 years. When you get out of that fucking cage, do you think you're going to do what you did 50 years ago? Not a fucking chance. Number one, you're not well. Number two,
You're really not well. Number 3, you're very not well. Not able. Not able is the biggest mark. A child could kick you down now. You're no threat to the society anymore. Come on out of your cage. If, Grandpa, you reoffend, we got worse for you next time. Can you swim? What about for 14 days? We'll come back in 14 days in the middle of the ocean. If you're still swimming, we'll pick you up. We'll put you back in that fucking cage. Get ready for your meal. You're going to have carrots. Or you're going to swim for 14 days after you fuck up that. If you fuck up and do the same action 50 years later, you're going for a swim. So you have to understand something. Actions have consequences, all right? And the majority of people are so... You've been dumbed down by your family, right? Your family instills in you either everything or nothing. They open the door for you or they close all doors on you, right? Your wife or your husband could do the same for you entirely. I've seen husbands close doors on wives so they live like the most horrible little tiny life possible. Horrible little tiny life. I couldn't imagine doing that to somebody. I couldn't. But this is the way the world works. It works on two ways, good and evil. And which side of the fucking line are you on? You can't be standing in the middle of it on both sides saying, well, I'm just gonna, on Thursdays I do some weird shit, and then on Sunday I go to church, repent my sins, so I'm not standing on both sides. That's not a thing. You're either good or you're evil. Are you gonna be in a cage for 50 years? Or are you gonna be fucking are you gonna be feeding them? Are you gonna be feeding the scum-sucking scoundrels them rotten carrots? There's nothing more just than feeding them the rottenest carrots you can. I fucking shit you not. I am a big-time farmer, and I know exactly how to spoil a carrot. So many of you are so weak. I hope you can pick up some sort of strength from one of these videos because you all need some backbone more than you could ever know. I was a man at 3 years old or 4 years old. I had one of the most intense situations of my entire existence. Nothing has ever been as intense as that time. And I was nothing but a straight man, and I was 4 years old. You don't even fathom, or you can't even understand my mindset in that very moment was the same broadsword, same fucking piece of steel, the sharpest piece of steel you ever had. That's my mind. You can't fuck with it. Boy, these pizzas look good, boy. I'll let my wife pick which one she wants, but I have an idea which one she'll pick. I mean, I could explain to you, but then she would hear me. I'll point to the one that I think she's gonna pick, and then no, I'm gonna just do it in my head. Let me see here what we're looking like. I think they're finished. I let them cook a little longer. I go low and slow. I do these different kinds of I use different things to make this happen. Holy shit, these are perfect. So, I gotta grab plates. I was gonna serve it up on this pan, but I don't think so. Again, I'm be real serious with you guys. If you were thinking of joining Secret Service, or if there's a secret society that you think is cool, your dad's in it, or someone at work is telling you to join, there's also this shitty group for women. So there's one for dudes, and then there's this shitty women of the East Coast or something like that. You guys, it's all fucking to manipulate you. And above this entire group is an actual person that you'll never meet who controls the narrative of what you guys are to do every day. And they work for a corporate trillionaire who is a duke, duchess, a lord, and you guys are all mumpies. You'll never be nothing less than a mumpy. You all want to be labeled or have accreditation for I was a sheriff's office
Commander. I saw this one dude right in this comment section. I was like, you could tell he was old, and he like tells his wife every day. He's like, Betty, I was a sheriff's commander in the office of commanders at the sheriff's office in bumfuck nowhere with 2,000 people. Who gives a fuck, bro? But this dude feels the need to tell people what he did for 40 or 50 years. He leads with that. That's the type of... When you think you're somebody, you're a piece of shit. You never fucking hear me say... You never fucking hear me lead with, well, when I have been master grower since 1990. I don't fucking say that. I don't fucking say that. I say I have been growing and I am a master grower now, but I don't even use that. I don't even say that anymore. I don't give a fuck about that. Labels and shit is nothing to me. I'm way younger than the dude typing this comment today on this shit fucking comment on YouTube. So think about that. Think about how he didn't even grow up yet. How he's still fucking using like his high school persona of, hey, I fucking made it to the varsity team. Well, I do say I played junior and I played up, I played varsity. Those are facts, right? And if I'm telling you a story about my speed or my sports agility or if I talk about something, I'm telling you that I'm a different level of skill. I was talking about skill when I tell you that. We're having a conversation. It lets you understand. It gives you some information around the sides to picture and draw. Paint yourself a picture when we have a talk. As a communicator, as an expert communicator, this is what one does. So if you're a mummy, you can take your little fucking finger painting picture and you can start fucking finger painting with it. You mummies. And you come out with some dick stick figure picture. You're like, well, I think this is what I meant. No, it isn't, but at least you tried, okay? Trying sucks. Doing is everything. If you try to do something, you suck. If you do something, you're a boss. Trying is for pusses. Doing is for bosses. Period. Straight up. Fucking Yoda all day, baby. So here we have two of the greatest pizzas ever known to man. Yeah, baby. Yeah, we did, baby. And we're going to pop and drop a pizza on a platter here. And I'm going to go get another pizza plate, and we're going to eat pizza, me and the wife. I'm going to have to cut these on the plates, because you don't cut pizza on the pizza pan unless you're a total fucking goof. Make sure it's dry really good over the raw. Don't cover anything up, like airtight it. Don't make it airtight. Alright. Next is second pizza. On a plate here, scalding hot pan, gotta be careful, pop and drop, hit this, pop and drop. Wash this off. How you doing? Too many people out there think that it's cool to be a liar and a cheat, to keep secrets, and I now know that those are the biggest fucking pieces of shit on the planet. And I will never. They ruined us. Those people ruined us. They had the opportunity to do something. They knew something was wrong. They knew stuff was illegal, and they did nothing. They are the problem. And they all work off one line. Oh, well, it was just me. I can't do anything. It's because you're a pussy. You have things that we don't have. You had access to things. You had access to things we don't have. You didn't leak nothing. You didn't, because you're a pussy. You're scared. Sad fucks out there. Now you probably are going to face criminal charges as well. That's what I mean. If you don't do the right thing, you end up being part of the problem, right? So we'll see you in a cage. And I will feed you the most fucking rotten carrots you have ever had. For life.
I'm gonna live forever, and it ain't gonna be with the Dark Prince shit. I'm gonna do it the ancients way. I'm gonna go in the catacombs, get fucking put in there, popped in another body until your body comes, you get the body back, and get your old body back, and it's regenerated. It's all there, bud. But because these people are so disgusting, they keep this shit for themselves. These tombs and these... That's why these places are so restricted. No one has the right to restrict something from somebody else. No one. It's your God-given right to walk and adventure on the land. If people stop you, there is a devilish group of people. They will do more than just stop you, especially if you assert your natural ways. They'll just off you now. There are corrupt people who have made it to such levels all over the world. They want nothing more than to condemn you to a life of slavery and misery. And trust me when I say it's already you probably are already living it for the last 10 years. It's not like it's going to happen in 2030 or next year. You've already been there. You're already there right now. 10 years. It could be the last 30. I know people that have been stuck in this for minimum 30 years. Minimum. I'd say longer, but I know I'd be hurting people's feelings that watch this, but it's not purposely, it's the truth. If the truth hurts, it means you've done nothing to defy the outcome, right? You've allowed the truth to reign for over 40 plus years easily. You've been a slave. A miserable slave. Easily for over 40 years. Trapped in your own mistakes. Your lack of education is a mistake. I live free. You know, if I wanted to move to another country, I could. Number one, I'm not hideous. I'm not disease-ridden. I'm not infested with, my mind isn't infested. My body is not infested. My heart is not infested. And I'm a good person, right? I come to the table as a good man. I'd be allowed in 90% of the countries around the world. Would you? I highly fucking doubt it. You wouldn't even have a chance at going through the rigmarole to get to fucking go to another country. I'd do it in days. I'd have everything figured out in days. The difference between me and you is a whole fuck of a lot. Straight up. When I do something, I do it. Now, have I completed all my wishes and goals and dreams? No, have you? Did you? What have you even fucking fathomed and dreamt of, bud? I'm nearing the completion of my everything. What do you got in this life? Fuck. Fucking losers out there, I swear to you, man. The people who burden others with their turmoil in their heads, and they'll say, oh, what have you done, or what have you amounted to? What the fuck have you done? What have you amounted to, and what have you done for your fucking children? You know what I mean? Like, there's dudes out there that think they're everything, and they do nothing all day. My dad was a solid loser. Biggest loser you could ever fathom. I grew up with dudes, wicked dads. I made sure I didn't hang with fucking loser dads. I didn't want to fucking have a memory or a fucking remembrance of what it was like to be around a fucking loser dad. You understand me? So many of you are loser dads. I've seen you. I've seen the way you act with your kids and things you say, and you're short and you have no patience. You don't have love, no forgiveness. Losers. Continuous losers through and through. You can't make this up, folks. You gotta do better with your families. Most of you fail. I had it so rough as a kid. I don't even think that I will ever meet anybody that had it as rough as I did as a kid. Not saying that there wasn't people who were beat more than me or assaulted by sexually or physically more than me. I'm saying I had it fucking rough. And I'm not a pussy. I don't sit there and cry about it. I don't complain about it. I'm just letting you know, like the third time I think I've ever said how I fucking really had it rough as a kid. Really rough. So many ways. Pain doesn't, I don't feel pain anymore. I've felt so much pain in my life. I don't mind pain because I'm so used to it. You understand? So, my back, I hurt my back when I was 19 or 20. I've lived in pain for decades. I've lived in pain from my hands, my knuckles, my knees. I've had I've had damage to my body in many areas of my body. I've experienced severe damage. Burns. I've had huge cuts that required staples, stitches, everything. Over 10 stitches. Never got one. Naturally healed. Leaked. My head leaked for days. My foot leaked for months. So what happens when you don't get stitches? It never truly heals. The cut stays open, right? I've had a horrible thing. My finger, for instance, that's at least fucking 10 stitches. 8 or 9 or 10, 12, 15, I don't know. There's a lot of stitches was in there. You can see. I could also show you the cut right now. This is 4 years later, 5 years later. Look at the cut on my hand. Wait, let me put this on. I know it shows up really good without the beaming light. Let me try this light. So there's the cut on my finger. It goes from over there and then all the way around. It went down and under, but the skin heals up and tightens up. It's a big ass fucking. That's probably 13, 14 stitches. It's a fucking damn near an inch long, and there's a good portion of it. It was very wide. It would have needed staples. And the method for opening that up is not a pleasant one. Most of you, I guarantee you'd be screaming at the top of your lungs. I didn't say a word when I did it. I was embarrassed. I was outside in my backyard and I bit my tongue. And then I looked at my hand and I squeezed my hand so hard and then it was just gushing everywhere. And I was like, holy shit. And I was almost getting kind of dizzy and lightheaded. And I was already sweating. Like I couldn't even see out my eyes. My hair was in my face. My eyes were drenched in sweat. My shirt was stuck to me. I was trying to peel everything off, run the hose, clean my finger as I could before I couldn't even get in the house. There was no way I could come in the house. It was so bad. It was everywhere on me. I was covered. My grass was covered for a while. Like I had to, and my grass and whatever I had, there was some blades of grass and there was a bunch of stone everywhere. And the black rocks looked red. It was fucked up. So yeah, that happened. And so many other things happened in my life. Like I injured myself skiing. I injured myself kayaking. Fuck, I've injured myself so many times. But I do a lot of shit. Like one time we went for a hike and I was banging this huge stick on this rock, just like clubbing it. Just being a young guy, I was like 16, 17. Holy fuck, the knot on this huge club stick I had broke off, bounced off the rock, and smoked me in my mouth. Busted, both my lips were busted wide open. There's blood everywhere. I'm covered. My buddy's looking at me. He's like, what the fuck happened? He was in front of me walking, and then all of a sudden he turns around. He's like way older than me too. And I'm like, and we were going to Blaze somewhere, eh? And he's like, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, oh my God, it hurts so bad. And this big knot was like almost the size of my head. Like it was like fucking 10 inches around of solid wood knot. And it was beech wood, and I was clubbing it, and the fucking thing came right, and I clubbed it as hard as I could from like 6 feet, and this thing bounced off the rock and hit me right in the face. 16 or 15 years old, and I fucking didn't cry.
But I was soaked. Like I'd take my shirt off, use my, like I came back and it was like everyone that saw me, I was like, no, there's no fight. They didn't fight. I fucked myself up. Just I'm embarrassed. Let me go in the house. I'm fine. I did this myself. And I'm another block. I'm like, holy fuck, who did that tomorrow? Fuck, get him right now. I'm like, no. I did it to myself, okay? And I'm sick of explaining this. Come walk with me and tell everyone fucking fuck off. I'm coming, go home. You know? Holy shit, I make it home and I come back out and Buddy's outside waiting for me. He's like, hey, I rolled up a big one for you. You ready to go for another walk? I'm like, yeah, fuck, let's do it. I was fine. Hour later, he just sat outside waiting, you know, probably chilling, doing his thing, petting my dog or something. And I was just sitting there, I was in the house with a cold cloth on my face. I had no idea he was outside on the deck, just sitting there waiting for me. It was awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to head her. You have a good night. Peace. Remember, don't be a bitch. Bitches are not cool. See you next time.